Hi everyone, this is Zoe. I'm back with another update of the American Chess Magazine puzzle calendar. Let's get into the puzzle for March 23rd. It was composed by D.L. Wynne in the year 1940. Again, all the puzzles in this series are white to move, mate in 2. If you want to try to solve this puzzle for yourself, then go ahead and pause the video here. So for me, this puzzle had a difficulty rating of 2 out of 10 and a satisfaction rating of 4 out of 5. So here in this position, Black's king is again, as always, very trapped. But the problem is queen e3 check, which looks like the main check, doesn't really work because Black can just play king takes g4. So my first thought was, well, why not just guard this g4 pawn by playing h3 or something? But the problem with this is that it loses control of this g3 square. So now if Black plays something random and White plays queen e3 check, the Black king can simply run to g3. So from there, I looked at other candidate moves. The first one I looked at was g takes h5 with the idea of maybe queen g3 or queen h4 checkmate. If king g4, then queen h4. If f takes g5, then queen g3. So actually g takes h5 just happens to be the right answer. To be honest, I'm not really sure what the author intended for the common mistakes to be besides h3. So this puzzle was a bit simple. The puzzle for March 24th, it was composed by Robert Kinzig in the year 1921. Again, if you want to solve this puzzle for yourself, then go ahead and pause the video here. So for me, this puzzle had a difficulty rating of 4 out of 10 and a satisfaction rating of 5 out of 5. Here in this position, the first thing I thought of was, well, queen d3 checkmate looks really close to working, just bishop takes b2. But the problem with this one is Black has rook to d4 check, and here is where a key tactical motif of this puzzle is introduced. E takes d4 check looks like it's mate, but unfortunately Black can play king takes f4. In the starting position, White's dark square bishop has to stay here, so I have rook d4 check, e takes d4 check is actually mate. So then, once I saw that the rook couldn't really move, this brought the idea of zugzwang to mind. So, for example, the rook actually can't move anywhere because then the queen could control d5, and then bishop f5 would be checkmate. Bishop f5 doesn't work now because the king can run to d5. And also, if rook d4, then e takes d4 is checkmate, like I mentioned earlier. So, Black's rook can't move. Then what about the other pieces? Well, the knight can't move because queen takes c4 is checkmate. And the king can't move because it's trapped. That only leaves the light square bishop. The light square bishop can't move here because queen takes. Bishop c6 is possible. That's the one we have to watch out for. And bishop d5 doesn't work because bishop f5 is checkmate. And again, this d5 running square is blocked. So the only thing we have to pay attention to is bishop to c6. And I tried a bunch of ways to make this work. For example, queen b6, just preventing bishop c6 because takes. But the problem with this one is that now the queen is no longer controlling the d5 square. So Black can play something like rook b4, and if bishop f5, the king simply runs to d5 again. That means that the only way for White to control this c6 square is by playing bishop to d7. Now, if bishop c6, White can simply take. If bishop to d5, then bishop f5 is still checkmate, and any other move by Black will lead to checkmate by zugzwang. This is the puzzle for this weekend, March 25th to 26th. It was composed by Konstantin Vrana in the year 1900. Again, if you want to solve this puzzle for yourself, then go ahead and pause the video here. So for me, this puzzle had a difficulty rating of 6 out of 10 and a satisfaction rating of 5 out of 5. Here in this position, obviously it looks kind of ridiculous because White's up like so many pieces, but the idea is still to find mate in 2, mate in exactly 2 moves. So here, the problem looks like that Black's king is escaping. Like he can go here, 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 and don't forget Black can also play a waiting move. But if you look closely, a lot of these waiting moves actually don't work. For example, king to d6 and king to e6 both allow queen to d5 checkmate. And so that means that Black only has 2 moves, king d4 and pawn c4. Now, for the longest time, I was confused about how to stop pawn c4 because, for example, queen f3, now if king d4, well, first of all, Black can play king d4, but also queen f3 fails because Black can just simply play c4, and White has no mate in 1. This waiting move and also king d4 are both actually very annoying to stop. White cannot simply pass the turn because then Black has 2 different waiting moves to choose from. So then what really helped me was imagining what to do after king d4. Like how would White have checkmate here? And the answer is if White could play queen to d5 while also protecting this knight somehow, then that'd be checkmate. So that brought me to the move bishop to g5, which does happen to be the right answer. Now if king d4, queen d5 is checkmate. If king d6 or king e6, queen d5 is still checkmate. And if c4, now the bishop is cutting off this crucial f4 escape square, so White has queen to d5 checkmate. It just took me forever to find this move. It's not the first move that I considered. The puzzles for this half week were definitely more artistic than usual. I mean, the material imbalance was definitely bigger, so the puzzles looked more ridiculous, but I hope you still enjoyed them. As always, if you enjoy my videos, please like and subscribe, and that's all for today. Bye!